What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PickSix podcast, CBS Sports Daily NFL podcast. I'm Will Brinson. I'm your host. It is Thursday, February 4th. You are probably sick of podcasts. You can't be. We got tons of them. We're prepping for the Super Bowl. It's coming up. And to keep prepping for it, we're going to do some micro podding with John Breach on kicker props. Breach, what's up, buddy?
Brinson, this is the only reason you talked to me about props. You said, I need a kicker props guy. Our gambling guys are brilliant, but they don't know their special teams. So that's where you bring me in. That's literally all I'm good for when it comes to gambling. We know that. It's fine. I'm not insulted.
5-star review if you're enjoying all the Super Bowl content. Make sure and check out some fun social media stuff we're doing with a bunch of quote unquote radio row athletes at Twitter at PickSixPod on Twitter, at PickSixPod on Instagram, or go to youtube.com/PickSix, and you can subscribe to that. You can also watch our live feed pre, during, and post, halftime and post game Super Bowl coverage, as well as our live post game reaction pod in the feed. We have Super Bowl predictions and bold predictions from myself, Breach, and Ryan Wilson. And tomorrow we will have a best bets episode. Also, while you're doing all this stuff, don't forget to sign up for John Breach's PickSix newsletter, a daily dose of NFL goodness, which is located at
cbssports.com/newsletter/PickSix. A lot of slashes in there, but it's worth it. The juice is worth the squeeze.
Clear. No, I'm just kidding. I was going to say clear out and go do the props promo, but you've heard me talk about that all throughout these podcasts. Instead, let's dive in on our favorite Super Bowl LV props for kickers. Breach, give me your number one kicker prop.
I'm just going to say it real quick. So last year, my lock was that Robbie Gould would go over 7.5 points with the 49ers. He ended up scoring 8, but he did it in third quarter, so there was no sweating this one out. This year, I don't really like the total numbers for either Harrison Butker or Ryan Suckup, because sometimes the Buccaneers will kick field goals. They attempted 31 this year, but I feel like Bruce Arians could have that kind of mindset change, knowing he's playing the Chiefs, might not settle for field goals and say, hey, we got to go for it on fourth down. And with the Chiefs, you never know what they're going to do. Andy Reid might say, you know what, we're not kicking field goals. We're just going to go for it. We need to score points and beat this team. So I am not going to do a kicker over under a kicker total. So Harrison Butker, Ryan Suckup, I'm throwing those out. Instead, I'm going to start off with both teams to hit a field goal of 35 yards or longer. If you bet yes to that one, it pays off plus 120. So you get positive odds.
35 or longer?
35 or longer.
I like that.
So here's why I like this bet a lot. Number one, the Buccaneers have played 3 playoff games so far. Brinson, guess how many times Ryan Suckup has hit a field goal of 35 yards or longer in those 3 playoff games? How many of those games?
3.
All 3. Chiefs have played 2. Guess how many times Butker has hit 35 yards or longer out of those 2?
Both of them.
2. So in every single playoff game so far, Ryan Suckup and Harrison Butker have hit a field goal of 35 yards or more. These are 2 teams that, you know, once they get in the red zone, you feel like they're going to just go for it all and go for the touchdown. But the 35-yard mark, that's when you get to the 19-yard line, 20-yard line, 21. So you're just outside the red zone. That's where you say, you know what, we're going to kick the field goal. We're not going to go for it if you're facing like a 4th and 8. So I like that at plus 120. That is number one.
That's a good one. And I think, you know, it's not like points will be at a premium here because you'll be able to score, but weather is a little concerning, I guess. I don't know if rain is as huge a factor for kicking as it would be if it was like crazy windy, and it doesn't look like it'll be insanely windy right now. I think both coaches will be really aggressive. We've seen that from them, but they both also trust their kickers. And I wouldn't be surprised if they can put 3 points up on the board with a 35 to 45 yard field goal, that they're going to take those points if it's like 4th and 5 or longer. So certainly I like that prop. What you got next?
Yeah, and your weather real quick. I think if it is really rainy or windy, the coaches will get hesitant for kicks outside of 45. So you'd still feel good between 35 and 45. Next up, we have, will there be a missed extra point? This one has the yes on this, has odds of plus 220. So you're getting better than 2-1 on a missed extra point. Now, here's why this prop fascinates me so much. There were only 3 kickers in the NFL this year who missed 5 or more extra points on the season. 2 of them are playing in this game. 2 of them. So we're talking about kickers missing left and right. The third one's Dan Bailey, obviously not here. Ryan Suckup missed 5. Harrison Butker missed 6. Harrison Butker actually had the 3rd worst extra point percentage in the NFL this year. Now, let me add on to that. There have only been 3 missed extra points in the entire postseason from any team. Harrison Butker and Ryan Suckup have combined for 2 of those misses, 2 of the 3 misses. So we're talking, there's just misses left and right. These guys, you only need one of them to miss. You don't even need both of them to miss. So 1 missed extra point, and you double your money. So I like this one a lot. It actually might be my favorite prop on the board of anything, just because the odds, you're getting such good odds, and you're talking about 2 of the worst extra point kickers in the NFL.
Let me ask you this. If you do the extra point conversion and you're plus 220, I agree with you. It's a great price. Should you also go, and you can't parlay these on William Hill because I just tried. Should you go and bet, yes, there will be a successful 2-point conversion? Because it does stand to reason that you will get some 2-point conversion attempts. If you get a missed extra point, it's a correlated thing there. So why not go ahead and double down and get your, you can get the 2 plus 200 or better values. Does that seem crazy?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's crazy at all, because, like you just said, once you start, especially in the second half, if you feel like you need to chase points because your kicker missed an extra point, all of a sudden you're going for 2-point conversions that you didn't think you were going to have to go for. And the more you go, the more likely you are to miss it, because a 2-point conversion is basically a 50-50 shot in the NFL.
Okay. I want to guess, please tell me your next one is, will a missed kick hit the upright? Yes, please. Plus 375.
I left that out because this, if Cody Parkey was playing, I just pound that. I'm putting $500 down on missing off the upright. But it's such, like, if somebody wants to put $5 on it, do it. But it's such a long shot that I almost feel like you're throwing away money on that prop. But it is a fun one to cheer for. So it's not anything. I wouldn't bet more than $5 on that, because I do think it's fun to watch each kick, and knowing you can make 4 times your money if any of these kicks hit the upright. And that's a fun reason to watch field goals or extra points. But I wouldn't bet anything substantial on that prop. But I do love that prop.
What is your final prop then?
My final prop is the distance of the first field goal. There is a 7-yard range. If it's between 37 and 43 yards, you get plus 300. So the field goal doesn't have to be in the first quarter, second quarter. It just has to be the first field goal of the game. Now, the reason I love 37 to 43 is because this is outside the red zone. This is kind of what I was talking about with the 35-yarder. A 19, that would be between the 19-yard line and the 25-yard line. So if you're facing 4th down in between that area, that's how you end up with a 37 or 43-yard field goal. If you're facing 4th and 5 from the 23, you're going to kick the field goal because you're comfortable with your kickers making those mid to range long field goals. And the other thing, this prop would have hit in 3 of the past 4 Super Bowls, where we've had the first field goal between 37 and 43. So if you would bet on this in each of the past 4 Super Bowls, say you bet $100, you would be up $800. So it's, obviously there's a lot of leeway here, because it could go between under 37 or over 43. But the coaches are usually pretty timid with long range field goals in the Super Bowl. They don't go very long. So you wouldn't think it's going to be 45 or longer. 37 to 43 is just the sweet spot. That's the point here.
Yeah. And you look at these 2 kickers from 30 to 39 this year. Ryan Suckup, 9 of 9. And from 40 to 49, obviously, there's some discrepancy on the numbers we're looking for, but 7 of 9. Harrison Butker, 9 of 9 from 30 to 39, and 3 of 5 from 40 to 49. So you have, it's a perfect storm for it. We have 2 aggressive coaches who know they're going to be a bunch of points scored in this game, that will probably go for it in the red zone if they get close to the end zone and not settle for like a 20-yard field goal, in my opinion. And then you also have 2 coaches who trust their kickers from that specific distance, and will, at that point, you don't want to turn the ball over on your opponent's 25 or your opponent's 30. You want to try and get some, 28, whatever it is. You want to try and get some points on that drive to get the kickoff, to get the ball rolling. And so I really like that prop. Plus 3-1 odds. It's a pretty small window, but I looking at the other ones, 23, 29, 30 or 36. I like 37 to 43, Breach. That's a great call. By the way, interesting to note that will the game end in exactly 3 points? No is minus 450. Isn't that fascinating with a 3-point line?
That is actually really fascinating. Yeah,
I don't really
that's really weird.
Will the game be decided by exactly 3 points. No, minus 430. Yes, plus 350. Very bizarre for a game with a 3-point line.
And one more thing real quick on that prop, the last prop I just gave you, between 37 and 43 yards. Ryan Suckup attempted 14 field goals this year between 37 and 43 yards, which is a ton because he only attempted 31 on the season. So that really is his sweet spot. Harrison Butker only attempted 5 in that range. So a little bit, the Chiefs are a little bit iffier there. But yeah, so
all right,
plus 300, plus 300.
Got to make your cash somehow, and you can make it on kickers by taking John Breach's advice. He knows kickers better than anybody else in the NFL media, except for maybe Pat McAfee or I don't know. You get the point. Anyway, good pod, Breach. We will talk to you later, buddy.